Hi everyone, it's Essie here, and I'm here with a process video for Lottie Loves Paper using the gorgeous September kit that Sarah's put together. Absolutely fabulous kit. I mean, they always are, but this one is just beautiful. I'm using the sketch that was designed for Lottie Loves Paper September Sketch Challenge by Laura Rumble. And I'm just starting off with some mixed media to create a pretty watercoloured background on my cardstock. So I've got some Tumble Glass Distress Oxide there, which I've just applied. You can't really, I've watered it down quite a lot. It's only a faint, just a very, very hint of blue. And I'm just going over now with some of that Twisted Citron. And I really wanted a very pale wash of colour, rather than a strong background, because I'm going to use the Savannah Dreams collection, which was in the kit, and that's really bright, fresh colours, and I didn't want a strong background to overwhelm the elements that I use on top of it. So in Laura's sketch, you'll have seen at the beginning there in the still that there are some wavy lines that Laura has put in that look like stitched lines. And I've decided that I'm going to write my lines. So once I've finished creating my background, I'm going to use a journaling pen to write a selection of words. Before I get to that bit though, I'm just finishing off my background with some sponging through this lovely Vicky Bouton stencil, which was available as an add-on with this month's kit, and it's a pack of 3 stencils. You get this heart, and there's another couple which has got some sort of abstract circles, and another one that's got sort of coffee stain ink splot type shapes. I have got an unboxing video on my channel if you want to see what is in the September kit. And I'm just using sponge sugar distress oxides there to sponge some heart shapes onto that background. I'm using that super cute photograph of my great nieces. This was taken at my dad's 85th birthday party last year, and their sisters, and I just love this. I didn't take this photograph, their mum took this photograph, can't take credit, but I just think it's cute. And smiley faces, having a good time. So I've finished sponging my hearts, and I've marked where my photograph's going to be, and now I'm just marking really faint pencil lines. You can't see them in the video, but really faint pencil lines where I'm going to write across the page to create those wavy lines. And I'm using, I think I use 5 different phrases. So I'm writing happy days, beautiful moments, enjoying life, sisters together, and pretty smiles. So I finished writing my lines. I've got all of my words written across the page, and I'm just trimming off a little bit. I think it's about 1 centimetre from each edge of the page because I am going to frame it. So just trimming that down. I didn't trim it down before I did my background because I wanted to get that off the page look. So I thought if I trim it down afterwards, it kind of looks naturally like the background is kind of running off the page. So I'm just applying some adhesive around that, toying with the idea of using the pink on the other side, but decide to stick with my original plan and go with that soft blue. As I said, this is a 12 by 12 paper from Pretty Little Studio. It's the first, I believe Sarah said it's the first collection that they've done 12 by 12 photographs, and they are beautiful papers. And I have gutted as much of the middle out of this one as I can so that I've got it to use for another layout because it is so pretty. and there I've just stuck that centre page down. So this is the 6x6 paper pack from Pretty Little Studios, again in the Savannah Dreams collection, and I'm just picking out some papers to mat my photograph on, starting with this soft blue again, which is the same pattern as the 12x12 but obviously in a reduced size, so it's scaled to the 6x6. And then I'm going in with this pink to bring some pink in to my layers, and using a piece that's not quite the full size as my photograph, just leaving a bit of an edge. And then coming in with just trying to decide which bit I'm going to go for. I'm going to go for this soft, the one with these soft squares on, and just creating that final layer to bring some colour and make that photograph pop from the background. I didn't want too much around the photograph. I didn't want to cover up too much of my background and my script. So just adding some fun foam to the back of my photograph to give it some dimension, and placing that. So now I'm going to look through the die cut packs, which are also from the Savannah Dreams range. So I'm going to be looking through the Floral Fantasy die cut pack that was available to buy as an add-on with this month's kit, also from Pretty Little Studios. And I'm going to be picking out some smaller flowers to dot around my Wavy Script lines. That's not where my head started. I started by thinking I was going to use some of the larger clusters in the die cut pack to put on at the corners of my photographs, but after some faffing around, I changed my mind and decide to go for smaller elements just dotted in between the wavy lines, a bit like Laura has butterflies on her sketch. So I do this, I think we all can all sit for ages moving pretty bits about the paper before we decide what it is we're going to do. And this is exactly what I do here, moving things around until I find a combination that I like and that I'm happy with. Sometimes I find it helps to actually take a photograph and look at it on a photograph. For some reason, it's about how you see things. And here I've got the acrylic phrase that comes with the embellishment kit. My phrase said, "Life is good." And I thought it was a good idea to back it with some patterned paper, like I would a cut file. And I am really pleased with how it turned out and how it looks, but boy, was it tricky. It was really fiddly. I needed lots of patience. I flipped the acrylic word over and drew round it on the patterned paper on the back, and used my craft knife and a tiny pair of scissors to trim it. And I had to trim it and place it and trim it again, and it did take quite a lot of time and patience, but I am pleased with it. Not sure if I'd do it again. So now I'm just doodling some extra wavy lines at the top and bottom of my layout, just to kind of frame the wavy lines and the photograph. I thought it needed a little something with no words. I'm not writing words on those lines. They're just wavy lines with squiggles and dots, just to frame the whole thing a little bit more. And now I'm going in with my silicone glue gel to stick down the ephemera that I chose to use. You can see that orange flower on the left hand side there. I actually take that out in a minute. I don't know what possessed me to put it there in the first place, because I don't have any other orange on my layout anywhere. So I swap it out for a blue one, I believe. And then everything matches far better. I even stick it down, and it's not until I sort of sit back and have a proper look I realise, no, that's not right. So off it goes to the side of onto my work desk. I actually get it stuck to my hand, and then pop it. That's going straight out the way. So tucked a little strawberry in the side of my photograph there, and just a couple more, I think, flowers. I pop a pink one down in the left hand side, and I'm almost done. So what I do now is, just as a finishing touch, is add some Nuvo drops to my layout. My layout wouldn't be one of my layouts without a few blobs of Nuvo. So I've got a couple of colours that I've chosen to coordinate. I've got dandelion yellow and carnation pink. So I'm just going to dot those around, sort of under the wavy lines. And I haven't got a blue, which was frustrating. I've got a dark navy blue Nuvo drops, and I've also got a sort of a turquoisey blue, but it was the wrong colour blue. So rather than use the wrong colour, I decide to add I've got some little tiny blue gems. So after I've finished just adding these Nuvo drops, I get out, I've got a little disc with lots of different coloured tiny gems in, and I'm just going to pop some of those on my layout as well, because I don't have any blue Nuvo. And as soon as I'm able, I shall be on a website somewhere ordering a blue Nuvo drops. How can you have so many products and still not always have the colour that you need? And after I've added those little tiny gems, that's me finished. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope to see you here again soon. Bye.